start streaming. That will connect in a moment. Then you should see the stream on. That normally takes a couple of seconds. There you go. Okay. So I've got a few ways of doing it. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, there's always a bit of a delay with it. You see it here? Yeah. So the way in which I do it, if I did like a normal build video, yeah. So what I typically do is I always have the race started here, and then I get this in the right place, and I get this in the right place, yeah. And I do the, hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. For our race, we're a Breton. Yada yada yada. For our mundus and our attributes, these are here. For our food, these sets are as shown. So I can do that, yeah? The problem is when I do that part, if you look at how much of the screen it takes up, yeah? It takes up an awful ton of the screen, yeah? So what I'm going to do is add a little marker on my screen. Because I've got a few ways I can obviously duplicate this. If I copy that one. Okay. I could put this, rename it ESO build shrank. I can turn this one. Oh no, it's okay, I need to add a different one. Second. Window catcher. ESO build shrank. Because you see the animations will pop up in the moment automatically. Properties. Not using STR. Here it is. I'm just doing where I can shrink it down, okay? So what I can now do is I can now shrink this down, yeah? And see the other screen behind it, yeah? Which would be, in theory, a video. So what I do now, I delete that because I know how to do that then. That can remove, so I don't need that there. On this, the build video one. So you see the gameplay in the back, yeah? I'll add the window catcher. Then, so that's on the top, yeah? But obviously I can shrink this down and have the build in the background. You see the gameplay in the background? It'll come up in a second, there's a bit of delay, yeah? So do you see me fighting the stalk at the start, yeah? Yeah. So I've got a few ways of doing it, yeah? I can, if I put this as full screen, show transition, where's transform, sorry. Transform, stretch the screens. So what I could do is I could cut. That's not that one, it's an alt. It's one of these that does it. Like that. Like that. There's a way we can crop it. Yeah, I use that. The problem with it though, so in theory it sounds great, yeah? The problem is people just pause the screen and then they just cut it. Yeah. Don't know why that crop's gone. Because obviously I can do something like this, yeah, for example. Let me have a little look. Put that there, yeah? And I've put, how do I make it opaque? Ending mode. Add. Cat. Screen looks quite. I know. Lighter. Dark. Because you need it to be opaque. OBS. And this is what I want to try and find a way to do this. What I've done is, one, here's the gameplay. Here's a build, here's the gameplay, yeah? Because those who want to see the gameplay is there, those who want to see the build is there, and you kind of pick what you want, yeah? Works great, but the problem is it doesn't always. Do you know what I mean, yeah? So this is why I'm trying to find a way to do it. Yeah. Correction. Well, I did consider that, so remove that one. Capacity. There you go. So I could do something like this, yeah, for example. Stretch it in a way where I do that, and then what I could do in the background. Filters. Color correction. Crazy. I want to add a blur to it. Apparently there's a vertical blur. I don't think there was a vertical blur, but I might. Delays. It's easy to do. The stuff I'm trying to do though is obviously like quite good. If that makes sense. Might be a plugin. Blur fill. Have a look. 1 sec. This has got a different workaround. Adding scaling filter 2 times. It seems we break OBS optimization to avoid quality loss. But I need to find a way. Oh, it's disgusting, isn't it? Do you know the things? I think it's a really good clip. I'm just going around bang, bang, bang. It's really good. And the burst is insane. Right, Lily. Eight. Yeah, I'm trying to find a solution. There must be a solution to what I want. Because I want a way where it basically, I think I might have achieved a similar effect. Because the backgrounds have been stretched and stuff. Do you know what a blur is or not? I don't think those filters are actually doing what I want. So a blur is basically where the background's slightly like... Sorry, I'm just moving my screen. Moving my... It's where the background's slightly like blurry, so then the stuff in the foreground's much easier to see. But let me see if there's any other ways. Yeah, because that blur algorithm. I might need to install this plugin. 1 second, and this looks exactly what I need. Yeah, it's disgusting. Oh, it's best spammable for most builds, to be blunt. It hits hard. It is the hardest thing. So in theory, since I might have to reload my OBS. To appear. I'm going to just close the OBS and reopen it. Composite blur there. Wait for the streams there now. There, so do you see the background slightly blurry now? So that's what. So there is. I could possibly do something like this. So I could do this. But then obviously it doesn't have the character, yeah? Obviously this is perfect for what I do here. Like, this is literally the right size for all the sets. But it doesn't cover the full window, do you see what I mean? So I can obviously change the crop. So I think the character sheet is the biggest part, isn't it, yeah? So, and it's basically whether this is a better version of what I have or not. Okay. I could go to there, for example. Add filters. Get a sharpen on there, maybe. Finish up. I could do something like that possibly. So what I have is my main bit here. So when I'd start it, I'd go there, hey, it's Dan. And welcome to Unified Gaming. But then you always have that bit on the right, do you see what I mean? And you only then get that, because that looks fine like that, that looks great. And you can still see the stuff behind it, can't you? Where could I record then? That would be, because I need like a central place to do this. I'm trying to think of a way where I want it to be easy for me to do. Do you see what I mean? Like, I don't want to make it. I basically want to be able to work, just push the button and it just works. I think the opacity needs to be lower. Exactly. Because it needs to be in an area where it doesn't, the footage is still there. Because see, when you're in the menus, that's fine, you can see. Do you see what I mean? You have that blue bit. And that blue bit is there for the majority of the thing. Because what's basic, so there's that option, yeah. And there's a few workarounds I could probably do it. So I could have a copy of this build shrank, yeah. And just turn it on and off. So let me make another one quickly. Yeah, so these are all like scenes and windows. So here's a. So what I'm doing here, because I want it to be done in a way where I could just push the button and it just works. So that's there. So I want to copy filters, paste filters. So then what I can then do is go to these are the. That's the character page. Turn that one off. Go for this one here. Go for skills. So I could, in theory, that's fucking working. Do this. So what I can do is, when I get to the character page, yeah, I do that, yeah. We get that one set up there properly. I could have that. And this one, I don't get why this is so bloody distorted now. I find out why I can't. That doesn't do it how I want. blurs it too much. Because it should be like that. Do you see that's really sharp? Maybe it is the same. The idea is that what I could basically do is just to go, I'll start and go, hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So in this one we're going to look at the Archmage, which is a PvP build designed to yeah? For our race we are using a Breton. The Breton gives us access to max magicka, spell resistance, and magic recovery, as well as cost reduction. As for the attributes, we are using the following. Well, as for our stats, we have the following. We have 64 points in magicka, no health, no stamina. And when I get to this bit, I then turn that back off. Put this one back on. But I could do it like I'd have to get used to it. And for the skills, we're using Daedric Summoning, Storm Calling, and Assassination. From the Summoning skill line, we are using Haunting Curse, Ardent Ward, and Bound Aegis. In the Storm Calling, we have Energy Overload. Because that looks okay like that, doesn't it? So I just wonder how it... So I could either do it like that, that's option one, yeah? And can I add in a transition on it? Order. Fade. Let's transition on. Do you see it fades in? Yeah, it's fine. Because I think the bit in the being blurred behind is nice. Because I can change the blur. I think the blur is a little too aggressive. Yeah. But you'll see here that the blur is not as strong now in a couple of minutes. So you can kind of see some numbers. But then when I push this, it fades in. So you can see the gameplay really clearly in the background, can't you? Yeah, that's better. And then I think having the border around it looks nice. Having a bit of the edge, so you can see it. Because obviously, when I switch scenes, so it will start the clip at the beginning. I can obviously turn off the. I can turn off the intro and stuff. That's just something. And I'm gonna go. And then when I change it, I could then change it in the game. Go for our skills. Just feels very blurred though. I don't know why that's so stretched. I might try and fix that. That's bugging me. Let me redo that one. Add window cap. Oh, bugger. Because I'd like to do it when I do stuff, yeah? I like to have it where it's like automatic. Yeah, you see the thing, it just... Yeah. We'll put this above. We'll just turn this off for a second so I can see that. And then what I'm going to do, shrink this one. Do the same windows. Need the same size I do. It does blow anyway, actually, to be fair, there's not I can do much. So you see it does blur that anyway. But they're in the same kind of screen place. That's the character page size. That's the other one. Transition. There's a gameplay in the background. Yeah, so that's option one, yeah? Little bit of work, yeah? When I put it like that, I've got two things on, that's why. There you go. So you can see that's where it's just one, yeah? And then what I can then do is obviously then go turn it off, go. And as for our sets, that's for our skills. We are using Daedric Summoning, Storm Calling, Assassination. I need to crop that on the right, I do. It's because I've stretched the source. So I could either put it like this, yeah? It's no longer stretched. I could go transform center to screen. Transform to the screen. So they're both in the middle, yeah? So I could do it that way. And that looks okay, because you can still read them, can't you? How does champion points look? So it kind of works for the champion points. That's all they really care about. Or would I use this one maybe? Let me try the other one for CPU. Maybe the other one's better for champion points. Yeah, I'm not sure which one actually. Maybe I think I might need a full screen for the champion points. Yeah, so they're all I'm gonna put now. That's gonna go there. Copy filters, paste filters. Because the champion points you need the full screen, don't you? Yeah. So you can still see behind them, yeah? You can see the gameplay behind. Question is, can I make it all work? Can I do it all at once? So probably need to number them now, so I know. You see what I mean? Well, that's what I'm thinking. 1. The actual doing the recording bit, that's fine. It's the actual getting the animations. So I might do one now if you don't mind. The damage though is that's obscene. The talk. That guy there, you'll see in a moment. Well, literally that guy walking up the stairs just blows up. I don't know if you see it. Yeah. This guy here, I think he had 30k health, he did, and you watch, see? That's half his health gone. Just literally, spec bow overload and shock and soul, dead. Oh, this is a really good clip to show. Look. What I'll do then, if you don't mind, is I'll do a kind of... you've seen my build videos before, haven't you? Yeah? So I do like how I would normally do it, yeah? And then I'll see how that looks. I think we've got everything there, okay? That's a media clip. Just try and find out what PvP capture is. Yeah, but just turn on that a little bit. Oh, that should be okay, actually. Alright. So I'll probably do it like this. Let me just get myself ready. Just think about how the intro might look. But anyway. Can I record it at the same time? I can. Sorry, I'm trying to record it too. Hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So today we are going to look at the Archmage. The Archmage is a PvP sorcerer designed to hit really hard, as you'll see in the gameplay. It's really tanky because of the high magic pool, and we embrace subclassing to get even more damage than ever before. You will see in this footage that I have 23 kills in a row, which is insane, and I'm going to break down everything here for you. As always, if you like what I do, likes and comments are greatly appreciated, and if you haven't done so, do subscribe so you can stay up to date with the content. I also want to say a massive thanks to the YouTube and Patreon members who do support. They get exclusive content, early access and much more. If you are interested in that, there's details down below. For the build itself, we're going to start with the race. So with our race, you want to be a Breton. The Breton has the advantage of giving you a ton of magicka. This increases our shields, means we are really tanky, and the magicka also increases our damage, so it's a really good synergy of the class. We then have extra sustain, and also some spell resist, which is nice, and we also have cost reduction. So I've got those in the wrong place, just looking at that already, that should be the other way around. And let me rename that, I've got to rename that. That one goes up there. You can tell that the intro bit, literally this is just what I normally do when I do a build video, just like, not say I wing it, because it should be that one. Do you see what I mean? That one looks better. And then this is a number 2 for the stats, and this is the champion points. So we'll try that again. Okay? But I was... I just need a way to have the... What I can do, obviously, though, if I just edit a clip and just, when I record it, don't record the intro bit on it, so you won't have that double bit. Do you see what I mean? Yeah, so I'll try that again, okay? Let me, put it on that one. Hey! It's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So in this one, I want to break down the Archmage. The Archmage is a Magicka Sorcerer build designed to hit incredibly hard. It has massive shield, so it's really tanky, and this version embraces subclassing. We've hit harder than ever before, we have loads of sustain, and it's absolutely disgusting. As you'll see in the gameplay behind, we have a 23 kill streak, and we are pretty much unkillable. It's really nuts, a lot of fun, and I want to break it down for you. If you like my content, then do like and leave comments below to let me know what you think. As always, I want to say a massive thanks to the YouTube and Patreon members who do support. They get exclusive content, early access and much more. If you want to support myself, then do look down below. And if you haven't done so, do subscribe. For the build itself, we're going to start with the race. So race wise, you want to be a Breton. The Breton is really good because it gives you loads and loads of max Magicka. This means you have bigger shields, you have more damage, and it's just a win-win. You also get spell resistance as well, and Magicka recovery, really useful as we spam a lot of magic skills. On top of this, we have magic mastery, reducing the cost of our skills once more. So this is a really good sustained race. If you're not a Breton, you can be things like an Argonian, a Dark Elf or a High Elf. Any Magicka based race will be great, but ideally you want that max Magicka resource. This is key for the build. Looking at our attributes on this one, we have all of our points into Magicka. The higher our Magicka pool, the more damage we have. Fully buffed, we have almost 53,000, 54,000 Magicka, which is loads of Magicka. Our recovery's got massively, as you'll see in a little bit. So does our damage, and we have a good amount of penetration because of debuffs on the enemy. We are also using the Mage Mundus for this, which gives us more max Magicka. For the consumables on this build, you want to have a look at things with max Magicka. So Arteian Pickled Fish Bowl is fantastic for this. It is one of the best ones for CP. It gives you loads of health, loads of Magicka. In no CP, I quite like running Witch Mother's Potent Brew. It's cheap, it's cheerful, it does what you need. If you don't want to run this, you can run Citrus Fillet. It is much more expensive, but it is worth considering. As for the potions on this build, we are using normal potions. So these are tri potions, health, Magicka and stamina. They cover all bases. If you're in a pinch, just pop one of these, you're good to go. We're now going to look at the skills on the build and talk about what we're doing, why we're using what we're using, especially with subclassing. For the skills themselves, we have the following skill lines. We are using Daedric Summoning, Storm Calling and Assassination. This is a base class sorcerer because we have two sorcerer skill lines, which means you have to be a sorcerer to make this work. Daedric Summoning is here because we get access to really big shields and burst skills. Storm Calling gives us our movement buffs, our damage buff, plus passive healing, and overload, which is fantastic. The passives are really good as well because of how they work. And Assassination is here as it's a better dark magic. This is Crystal Frags on steroids. It is a really good skill. For the skills themselves, we are using Shocking Soul. This is a scribed skill, so you do need access to scribing. If you don't have it just yet, it is coming in July for all players, so wait until then. We are using Shock, Class Mastery and Major Breach. If you are lacking this, you can, however, go down to Sigic Order if you have this, and get Imbued Weapon, changing it to Elemental Weapon or Crushing Weapon of choice. We then have Merciless Resolve. This is our spec bow. This hits incredibly hard, it heals us as we do damage, and as we charge up, it increases all of our damage, so it's a fantastic skill. We then use Hardened Ward for a huge damage shield, as you can see in the gameplay. It means we're tanky, we're hard to kill, it's our burst heal. We use Streak to move around, stun people, and is a good way to make sure people eat the damage. We have Inner Light as a passive buff. It gives us more max Magicka, increases our crit chance. It doesn't get used much, but it does help a lot. Finally, we round off the front bar with Overload, giving us access to a really good peak burst with our light attacks. It also gives us sustain as well, so it's a really good sustained damage skill in one. On the back bar, we use Vigor. This gives us passive healing. The armor buff is nice, but it's not needed as we have Minor Resolve always active. We then have Haunting Curse as an additional source of burst damage. This can be put on a single target, and you can synergize this with a Merciless Resolve Bow, and a Shocking Soul as you see in the gameplay behind, and it melts people. We then have our second scribe skill, Healing Contingency. This gives you access to a burst heal that we would otherwise lack. This is really nice as it gives us big heals, reduces our damage, and gives us sustain. If you don't have access to this, however, you can go into the Restoration skill line and look at Blessing or Protection, and if you level this up, you will get a similar amount of healing power. The only downside is that this does give you extra sustain, so I do prefer this morph. We then have Critical Surge, which gives us our damage buff, and as we do crits we get passive healing. It's really nice, it's free healing, it's a great skill. We have Bound Aegis as an additional damage buff. This gives you more max resource, it gives you minor resolve and minor protection always on, which is fantastic. And we then have the Storm Atronach as the ultimate. This ultimate, in all honesty, can be whatever you like, but this seems like the best all-rounder for the kind of oh no moments you need some extra cover. It can body block, it's kind of good defensively. That said, you can run anything else you like, in all honesty. And if you want to really maximise sustain, you could even go down to support and get barrier. This is nice as this will give you access to Magicka Aid, which will give you more recovery, thus give you more sustain. So this is a really good way to get extra sustain should you need it. We're now going to go through the sets, look at what they're doing and also the champion points. Starting with the champion points, we have the following. In our blue line, we are using Master at Arms, Weapons Expert, Deadly Aim, and Arcane Supremacy. This gives you loads of max magic, this gives you more single target damage, this gives us more light and heavy attack damage, which means more overload damage, and Master at Arms means more damage once again. For the red ones, we have Celerity for more movement speed, Bastion for big shields, Pain's Refuge for more mitigation, and Fortify to give us more defense yet again. This one can be changed for Sustained by Suffering if you need more sustain, but it is up to you. On the green ones, the usual ones, Warmount, Gifted Rider, Steed's Blessing, and Sustaining Shadows. These are like the best four that you would have, so grab these if you can. We're now going to have a look at the sets on the build and how they work and why we use what we use. Starting with our first set, we have Crafty Alfiq. This is a really good set, and we are using a Lightning Staff charged. This should be sharpened in all honesty, I've just not changed it yet because I'm still testing out the build. And you can see in the gameplay behind, we hit silly hard even without this. So with a sharpened version, it's been way better than what you see. We are using double dot poisons here, which is really nice. It's more poison, it's more damage, it's just good against tankier players. We then have Inferno Staff of Wretched Vitality. This is here as well, we do damage in combat, we put buffs and debuffs on people, we get more sustain. We are using an Inferno Staff infused weapon damage. The reason we use this one over some of the other things is simply because of the Destruction Staff passive Trifocus. When you do damage with a heavy attack, you get an additional dot. What this means is against tankier players we can heavy attack on the back bar and it gives us a bit of extra damage. It's not huge, but it can be enough to help tip it over on those really tanky players, especially with that overload spam. If you don't want to use an Inferno Staff, you can change to an Ice Staff or a Restoration Staff should you need the heal. And you can go with Defendant if you want more mitigation. We then have Mighty Tudun. Mighty Tudun gives us our major resolve at all times. It also gives our armor buff, as you can see on this one piece, and more max health. It is a fantastic set, so you do want to run this. I've gone with Impen on most of my pieces with some reinforced where appropriate, and I've gone with Tri-Stat on the big pieces, so the head, the chest and the legs. For the chest we have Trainee reinforced. This gives us more defense, and the Tri-Stat again gives us just more max resource to work with. On the shoulders we have Tudun once more. This is more Magicka. It's also with Impen once again. We have Alfiq on the sash, which is light armor. This is Magicka and it's Impen. On the hands we have Wretched Vitality, which is medium armor, and it's Impen with max Magicka. We have legs of Wretched Vitality again. This is also Impen, and this is Triglyph. On the feet we have medium. This is Wretched Vitality and it's max Magicka. And on the jewellery we have two Crafty Alfiq, both Arcane, Magicka Recovery, and one piece Death Dealer's Feet. This is also Arcane with spell damage. If you need more sustain, you can change this to recovery. It is useful if you're new to the build. That said, you can also change your Mundus if you need additional skill. But that's kind of the build in itself, guys. This is a really fun build. It hits incredibly hard, as you can see in the footage behind. And it's something I think you'd enjoy using. That said, I'm going to wrap the video up here. If you have any questions about the build, about what we're doing, then let me know in the comments below. And as always, if you haven't done so, do subscribe. I want to say a massive thanks. I'll catch you next video or stream. Take care, guys, and bye. Hello. Okay, so that's kind of what it looks like. Obviously, I've recorded that one as a thing. So, nope, literally off the top of my head. So that's option one of how we could do it. I'm just seeing how clear it looks. Pretty clear, actually, doesn't it? You can tell, you know, I am a teacher as my normal job, so that's kind of what you have to normally do. Yeah, I'm a special needs teacher. I've got a voicemail. What's that from? That'll be from Laura, I reckon. I'll find out. Sorry, what was that? Well, so the options that I have basically is this is like option one, yeah, which is trying to keep the whole gameplay in throughout the entire video, yeah. This is like the most complicated, but actually it's not too bad. All I did, you've used OBS, yeah. Yeah, so this is basically what it looks like. So you know when I was turning the screen on and off, yeah, I was literally turning the eye on and off. So I had number one, which is basically the skills, etc. So when I was on the race, I turned it on. When I finished race, I turned it off. Then got into the character page, and then turned on the character page. And because it fades in really nicely, it looks like it's edited. But this is not edited at all. None of it. Because what I can do with the gameplay behind you is have the stream where it's just like raw gameplay rather than any edits, any animations on it. It is a very good match though, isn't it? It's a very good match. Let me have a little look, because I did record it. You can see obviously a couple where the people tried to like chase me around, yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. I hit him once and that's his health bar just going. He had 33k health, by the way. He did. It went from 33k health to like 5k. It was like. But you got the actual gameplay. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, because he had a shield on. I've got the actual clear one, yeah, so you can see it here. That was his health bar after the first battle rush. Look at that. You can just see it go down. Yeah. The thing is, I didn't even realise I've got the wrong trait on it, on the staff. I did, I was like, oh shit, this should be sharpened. Because I'm missing a fucking 3k pen. That's a lot of damage. Like, to basically run around with charged and still nuke people shows you how disgusting it actually is. I have a sharpened one on me as well. Are you in game still? Yeah, I'll get it on sharp. Are you on a different character now? Yeah, so that's option one, which is it's a bit more complicated to do, and it's not impossible. And all those like animations that appeared, the early access stuff, I can change them to be on the actual thing where they're all clear. The reason I didn't tell them on for that bit is just simply because they are already like available in the video. But when I record the base video, I wouldn't put them in the base video. I just have like clean gameplay, if that makes sense. I had a very similar clip on stream yesterday. I did. Overload with spec bow. It honestly is like the most broken thing. I absolutely love it. Yeah, overload's still light attacks. Yeah. So if you land overload with, so you put haunting curse on them and you have your overload ready, which is what I was doing against you. I was waiting for my overload to be ready. No, haunting curse, spec bow, overload, streak, all of that hits you at once. You can't dodge it. It's like really. Are you going into Black Rose by chance? But I need to level up my Sulk, some of my skill lines on my Sulk, not massively, and I need to farm skill points, and that's shit ton on my bow Sulk. I do a duel because you switch character. If you want to come where I am, this is like a decent craft house. I'll put that video up. I will. As that, I'll just put it as like kind of it's a interesting, like, here's an idea of what I'm thinking, what do you think, basically. And my internet is stupidly quick, it is. Yeah. I've got a gigabyte up and down. It is like amazing. I have noticed that damage is up a lot higher this patch. That spam was absolutely disgusting, isn't it? Oh, that hand saved your life, that did. That dodge, I don't know how you dodge so bloody quick. Yeah, that's not going to help when you stay alive, is it? Yeah. Did I show you the pet zoo build? I think I did. This is another thing I'm going to be releasing. It's absolutely broken. It's broken as fuck. So basically I run like 5 pets, yeah, that are all targetable, so you can't actually hit the caster. And I stack Reliquin with it. I have another set of yeah, I have another one. Oh yeah. There's a good bot there. Yeah. The spammer ball though is nasty, isn't it? It's like almost 15k it is. It's stupid how good it is. Oh, pardon me. I do think Bow makes this much better though than it did before. Because it hits a lot harder. Yeah, I'll put it onto Patreon as well, but I think people can have it then see what. So that's idea 1, yeah? Idea 2, which is really piss easy to do, yeah? Is put the video put the gameplay at the start, yeah? When I do the introduction, and then when I obviously come to like do the build bit, I then change scenes and it turns the gameplay off. It keeps the other stuff on. Nope. I've noticed Magic Sustain feels a lot harder this patch. You don't realise those little things like on Dark Magic where it's like reduce skills by 8% make a big difference. Make a massive difference. Because even I get like a bit tight on my magic. I'm like, oh, I might actually, you know, enchant my death dealers to be more sustained personally. Well, I can sustain it, as you can see, but I would prefer a little bit more personally. Do you think that burst there though, when I timed it all at once? Yeah. You know I'm using that controller, yeah? The bit like the rotation on it is so smooth compared to the Xbox One. Like it feels a lot easier to use than it does than my old one. You can do that, but what you can do in the config on the ESO is you can change the thing. But yes, that is an option too on the controller, which you can't do on Xbox. I want to show you the Warden. If I do one more, I was going to show you what I was working on the Magden. I don't know if I showed you that. Did I show it or not? Yeah, that's the spec bow overload combo that I was doing in that match. What do you think of that? It's really fucking busted, isn't it? So in that last match, you know, that one that you saw, yeah, that's what I was doing consistently, as you saw. You land that, and it's like a death sentence if that hits you. Bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to tell video to upload really quick. Patreon. There you go. Okay. I don't even know where he went. Oh, there you are. Well, that's good fact right there. Yeah. Spec bow is fantastic. I'll switch to the Warden, and I'll show you what I was doing there. Yeah, if you get a new controller, the one that this is by far like the best controller I've ever used. Yeah. It feels nice in your hand. I bought the bit with the rubber grip, which the rubber grip was like an extra quid, but I think it's worth it personally. It just feels easy to use. Just gonna come there. Yeah, did you played the old Magden when it came out or not? Oh, when the pigeons were undodgeable, that was great. You literally had a Zerg and you just saw pigeons flying everywhere. I am on the way back to where you were, to that house is good, isn't it? So what I was trying to do with this warding, you know the old where you used to run and you would use the like deep fisher, you would use the harness magicka for your shield. But obviously they absolutely gutted that skill so badly, yeah? It wasn't really an option anymore, was it? One second. Oh. Yeah, this is my favourite house that Guild has. It's well laid out, it's easy to use. Wonders was I using? I'm thinking I'll fight you with this. I might change my wonders though, this is what I was thinking. I think everything else is done though. Yeah, that should be an Inferno staff back bar, but that's fine. Alright, you ready? So again, I tried to make this feel like an old school Warden. The Reliquin's nasty, innit? Yeah, I definitely want the regen to do. Well, I'm out of mig. I need to put the regen mundus on. I was thinking about putting the regen mundus on in the first place. But I need that bit of extra. I don't need the extra damage for the sustain I'm losing. Yeah, so I've put on Daedric Summoning on this, which gives you a massive shield. I feel like I got those in. Why my mag sustain feels so garbage. No, it's not that. You know what I mean? Because it shouldn't be. Let me just go and combat a second. I just want to check a sec. Yeah, that's 2.5k. That was on the front of the bar though. Just trying to work out what it's 2.5k. Okay, that should be okay now. That's without potions. That honestly makes a big difference. Just changing wonders, doesn't it? Are you ready? Yeah, Reliquin is disgusting in a duel. Deep Fissure. Deep Fissure and Curse landed at once. You had a lot of health and you just suddenly just blew up. It has a 20k tooltip. It's pretty big. Because obviously Warden, Warden scales really well with Max Magicka. So obviously having high Max Magicka works surprisingly well. I don't know if you noticed, all I was using was Living Trellis. I will change a skill there. I will change more. We'll fight now first because I need to. Are you ready? What do you mean, as in being hit with burst so often? But you can see that the healing on this is fantastic. Yeah. Living Trellis is so good. As you're hitting my shield, I'm actually healing underneath with the shield. I think I might use the vampire spam over there. You rolled right through that. The constant, obviously you have a lot of passive from Reliquin does a shit ton damage. I don't want to say it, but yeah. Let me put on the vampire spammer ball. Nah. Alright, ready? I'm trying different things, I am. Put fines on you. Oh. Yeah, the vampire spam ball hits way harder. The Haunting Curse is great. This is, I think, like for ranged Magblade, I haven't made one yet, but I've got some ideas for it. I think going down the... That's where I gone? Yeah, obviously it would have hit twice. That would have been two 8Ks. Arterial Burst hits hard though. That is really hard. Yeah, the passive healing of Lotus Blossom felt really nice because it allowed me to be more aggressive. Which obviously is good because it's what you want, isn't it? Are you trying to make that into like a ranged Magblade then, as in to kill people at a distance? Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame because Cliff Racer fits so nicely with the theme. Other morph. I'm gonna try Crushing Shock this time, that's alright. I think what's nice with Arterial Burst is it's cheap. I can spam it really cheaply. I don't think the birds are worth it.